Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to make a necklace, or goodness, not a necklace, a bracelet using products from the Bargain Bead Box January 2022 edition, which was called Midnight Skies. So first of all, you make the world a better place. That is our encouraging word for today, and keep that in mind. You were created special. There's no one like you, and you do make the world a better place. All right, so let's look at all these beads. Bargain Bead Box. It is a monthly beading subscription service delivered straight to your door for less than $20 a month, right under $20 a month. And it's a great box. I love it. I have a coupon code if you want to subscribe. It is Wendy2. That will get you $2 off your first month's box, or $2 off of their sister store purchase if you want to shop in their store. When you subscribe, you get a 30% off coupon to use in their sister store, and you can use that over and over all month long. So it really is a great deal. You get the box for under $20, plus you get that coupon for 30% off. You can use that as many times as you want. You get it every month. So it's like a continual 30% discount in their store. And then I do have the $2 off code as well. So, alrighty, here's what you're going to need if you want to make this. It is going to be really pretty. I love these labradorite chips that they put in the box this month. They have a lot of flash in them. They're just really pretty. And I wanted to use them on a bracelet. You're going to need the chips. You're going to need, I'm using all of the colors of the rondelle strand that was in the box this month, except for the clear ones. I don't think I'm going to use the clear ones, just wanted to stick with these really pretty colors. I might use a few of these little English cut crystals that were in the box this month, but I'm not sure on those. I'm kind of got them hanging out there just in case. You're going to need two 2x2 crimp tubes, 2 wire guardians. I have some 7-strand satin silver bead stringing wire. I have some ball head pins. I have a toggle clasp from the box. And then these little beads I've added in. These are just some silver spacers that I have. I think I actually got these from Bargain Bead Box, but I don't know if you can tell on the camera. They have kind of an iridescent sheen to them, and they kind of pick up the colors in these beads. So I'm going to use some of those as well. And you're going to need your regular tools. So I've got my cutters. Here they are. I've got my tweezer nose pliers. These are made by Xuron. I love these pliers. I use them all the time. And I've got my round nose pliers. These are by Beadsmith, and I love them because they're teeny tiny on the ends. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Let me move these out of the way for just a moment. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put on our clasp, okay? So I'm going to show you how I crimp. Oh, you're going to need crimping pliers as well. And I use these. These are Xuron also. Okay, so you're going to take one end of your clasp. I'm just going to do the ring first. And we have our 2x2 crimp tube, and we have our wire guard. Okay, there they are. Move this down a little. Okay, so we're going to put our crimp tube on. Then we're going to put our wire guard on. All the wire guard does is keep your wire from fraying. Oh, and I've cut my bead stringing wire at about 12 inches just to have enough to crimp on both ends and not run out. Okay, then we're going to take our little clasp and put it right into the wire guard. So I've got my wire coming down both sides of the wire guard. Clasp is on there, and my little crimp is trying to run away here. And I am going to put this wire back through my crimp. And there's what I've got. Now, I like to take my pliers and bend my wire guardian in, so it's just not as open, quite as wide. See that? And then I'm going to scoot this up, the crimp, all the way up to the top. Pull everything tight. Make sure you don't have any loose wire here. It's good if you can make sure that your wires are not crossed. Okay, see how they're side by side there? Because when we crimp down with this tool, and you crimp down really, mash it pretty good, it's going to put those wires each in their own little channel. See that? And then we're going to turn this vertically. I usually use the second little divot here. It seems to fit everything pretty good. So I usually use it, and we're just going to turn that vertically, put it right in there, and close it up. And there you have your little crimp. Okay? So now we're going to start stringing. So let's see what I want to do here. I was kind of debating if I wanted to use these on the base wire, and I think I'm going to, because I want to save those for the little dangles that we're going to do. So we're going to string on one little English cut crystal. And then I'm going to do a chip. And I think I'm going to add some of these little spacers in between the chips. Let's look and see how they look on in there. I'm going to do another chip. So a chip, a spacer, a chip. And do I want to do another chip or just another space? I don't know. I kind of want the chips to be side by side, but in a way, yeah, I think I'm going to leave the spacers out right here and do the chips side by side. So 3 chips. I'm going to put on 3 chips here. Just like this. And I'm making sure they go over that wire, that extra little tail that I had down there. Okay, so there's what we have. Now, I'm going to do another of these guys. Just like that. And now I'm going to create some little dangles. So this is where I'm going to put these little silver spacers on. So I'm just going to put a spacer, a rondelle, and a spacer, and we're just going to make a little loop. So I'm taking this, bending it 90 degrees. Now these ball head pins are fairly thick. They're not like the normal ball head pins that you get that are so tiny or so thin and flimsy. So I'm just going to make regular loops with these, but if you have thin ball head pins, you want to do a wrapped loop, or you want to use regular head pins on this, okay? But these are thick ball head pins for some reason. I don't know why, they just are. And then I'm going to close this loop up here, make sure there's no opening. And then I like to use the ball head pin because I like the little decoration there, but you don't have to. And then we're going to thread him right on here, just like that. And I'm going to mix these colors up. So I'm going to do, I did the green there. I think I'll do a light blue. And I can't decide. I think I am going to do the little silver spacers on each side of each one because I just think it gives it a sparkle that's really pretty. Okay. Just going to roll this loop back. That's how you make just a plain loop. Make sure it's closed up really good because that wire, it will slip right out if it's not. I'm going to thread him right on. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's going to be pretty. And then I'm just going to make sure that I will again before I get done. I want to make sure that all of everything's up, you know. Then I think I'll do a dark blue here. So here's how we do the loop. You know, you just, oh, I forgot the spacers. Put those little spacers on there. They just add a lot of sparkle. They're pretty. Here we go. Okay, we're going to bend this 90 degrees. This is how you make just a regular old loop. Cut your wire off. I usually cut about my finger's width or a little bit less. I don't like really big loops. And then you just take your pliers and roll this loop back. Okay, I'm going to stick it right on there. Okay, so there we have, yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, then I'm going to add another of these hex cut beads. And here's what we've got. I'm trying to be zoomed in enough so y'all can, everybody can see. Okay, then I'm going to put 3 chips on. And I'm kind of using my bigger chips. There are some smaller ones, but I'm using the bigger ones for this if I can. Just picking out the biggest ones. Does that one have a hole? It's right on the end, okay. And there's my 3 chips, okay. Then I'm going to add another hex cut bead. Just like this. And then, again, I'm going to do 3 of the dangles, just like I did over here, except for I'm just going to mix up the colors a little bit more. So I might do this blue, this opaque, really pretty blue. Again, we'll go 90 degrees. Cut our wire. and roll back this loop. Making sure that it's closed all the way, just like that. Gonna put it right on here. Okay. And then let's see, what color do I want to do next? I think I'll do the green again. I really like that. It's a teal, really deep teal, really pretty. Roll this back. There we go. And let's see, what have we not done? This really light blue, let's do one of those. Did we do one? No? Or did we? Yeah, this medium blue, I haven't done it. Let's do it. Now this ball head pin is thinner than those others, so I'm going to do a wrapped loop. I'll show you how to do that. You just bend 90 degrees, just like you did on that one. You take it up and over, come around like this, rotate your plier up, and come under. And there you've got this little loop here. And then you just take your pliers and wrap as many times as you want to. And that's how you do a wrapped loop. And if your ball head pins are thin, that's what you want to do so they won't come open, okay? But you're not really going to be able to see. I mean, nobody's going to know that I did a wrapped loop on one and not on the others unless they really look close. But this is not something I'm going to sell. I'm going to keep this one, so it's okay. And then we're going to put this hex cut English bead on. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Then we're going to do our 3 chips. So here's one. And again, I'm just trying to pick out the bigger ones, the little chunkier ones. 2 and 3. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to repeat this all the way down through here until I get the length of the bracelet that I want. So just going to do my hex cut bead again. So the pattern is hex cut bead, 3 chips, hex cut bead, 3 dangles, hex cut bead, 3 chips, hex cut bead, 3 dangles, and so on. So go ahead and get the length of the bracelet you want and come right on back. Okay, so I've got my bracelet strung up, and because I have a really pretty tiny wrist, I'm looking right now at about 7.5 inches without the other end of the clasp. So I do not want to go any bigger because that would be way too big for me. So, but I don't want it to be super tight either. I want it to have some movement. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the toggle bar on now. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did on the other side. Put my crimp bead on, little wire guard, come up and over. Whoops. Up and over. There we go. And then I'm just going to feed my toggle bar on. Now, one thing you have to make sure of with this toggle bar is that your other beads will not block it from going through the ring. So what you want to do is put it on, just like we did on the other side. Feed back through your wire guard and a few of the beads. I just usually shove it down through here and see where the tail pops out. And grab it there. So right there it is. Okay, now I want to do this, make sure, and it does fit through on that one, but sometimes if you have big beads behind your toggle bar, it won't go through there, and so you have to be sure that it will. So I'm going to pull this tight. I am going to bend this wire guard in, just like this. Okay, pull it tight again, and I'm going to make sure it fits before I crimp it. Because I'm notorious for either being too long or too short. That is a pretty perfect fit for me. Okay, good. So we're going to pull this tight. Make sure that there's no gaps in between your beads. Okay. And then I'm just going to crimp. I'm going to take it, lay it in my back divot of my crimping pliers. Smash it down really good, turn it sideways, and bend it. Crimp it closed. On this end, it's hard to tell if your wires are crossed or not. You just kind of have to do the best you can. There we go. Give it a tug test, pull real tight, make sure that nothing's going to come loose, and then trim your wire off. And here it is. Super cute, super sparkly. Love the labradorite chips. They are absolutely stunning. Let me put this on. And that's about how I like a toggle bracelet to be. Just, you know, to where it moves a little, it'll spin a little bit, but it's not like super, I don't like these super tight. You do not want it too loose because I think toggles tend to come undone if they're too loose. So you want it to kind of, you know, not be too loose, but that's pretty well like how I like them. If you're making this for someone and you're not sure, you can attach, so I'm not going to do it because I don't need it on this one, but I'm going to show you. You could take a jump ring and attach toggle rings like this, and then it would be adjustable. Now, I do want to put a dangle on here. I like to put a little dangle on the end of the toggle, so I'm just going to get one of these ball head pins. I'm going to get one of the thinner ones, though. It's a long one. And let's see. I'm going to put a couple... I don't need one that long, I don't guess. Those are really long. That's weird. Okay. I didn't even know I had any that long. Well, I don't really have any thin ones either that are shorter. Okay. So I'm just going to put... Let's see, what color do I want to do on there? I really like this teal. I think we'll go with it. And I might put one of the chip beads on. And maybe this medium blue. It's really pretty. And then another of these. And I'm just going to hang that from the end of the toggle ring. I just like a dangle on there. It is totally up to you if you want to do it or not. Some people are like, I don't really want anything dangling from that, and that's fine, but I do. I think it's fun. So I'm making a pretty big loop up here because it's going to need that, and I'm coming under, so I'm going to wrap it. And I'm just going to attach it right on here. Okay. I like a little dangle on there. It's just my thing. Just gives it that extra little detail. So I'm going to grab it with my pliers here in the bend. I'm just going to wrap with my finger because this one's not too stiff to do that. It's kind of fiddly because it's on that ring. It's hard to... There we go. And as long as you get wrapped around a couple of times, it's going to stay. You know, that's all I'm really trying to do there is wrap it for security, not necessarily for a wrapped look, but for security mainly. Cut it off. If it's snag, if you can feel it snagging, then tuck it in a little. There we go. And there you have it. It's just a little dangle on the end. I just think it gives it that extra little detail. And if it spins this way, you've got that cute little dangle. You could even wear it that way if you wanted to, but I like it like this. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did and you would like to subscribe to Bargain Bead Box, I have all the information in the description box below this video. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Most of my viewers are not subscribed, like half are not subscribed, and it is free to subscribe. All you have to do is hit the button, and it will help me so much. It really does help the channel if you subscribe. So please do ring the bell if you want notified when I upload videos. I'll be doing a lot more from this Bargain Bead Box, as well as I open for several other bead boxes and do tutorials for them as well. So yeah, please subscribe and ring the bell, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!